Ralph versus Eric. Okay, so this is a heavily away battle. So who is Ralph? Ralph is a guy on the football team that literally was just as White Ross as me, but didn't even get a ton of respect. What he got a whole bunch of, fake respect. He was respected because he was equivalent, but he wasn't nowhere near cool, but he was very popular due to knowledge of people knowing him, but not to who he actually is as a person. And Eric was a guy who literally pretended to be who I was in high school, but literally had a skateboard, had everything, and he was Isaiah's best friend. So me and Eric hung out, and they are both great examples of freshman year of why it flunked, but why it fucking was really, really devastating to the fact that I literally kept up with them when they so-called had these connections since kindergarten. So who am I gonna start off with? I'm gonna start off with Ralph. Ralph was a White Ross black guy that literally hung around all the white people in school that literally was the same height as me. It's like it was deja vu. It was really fucking funny because he had a generic black person's head, fucking nothing to add the ordinary. He kind of looked like he was a hood nigga, but he was too much of a zoomy skateboarder, and he literally was so fucking funny, but he was so ass when it came to like actual fucking life, but he was really, 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 really out there. So basically, I met on the football team, and he's the one who disagrees with me the most, and so he's this and that. I end up becoming one of the most popular guys in school, and he's wondering, why do I get these bitches? Why do I do this and that? Your personality is lame. And then I realized that he had something going on up there, and what happened was this. I literally tried to tell him there was so much different things for football and a fight, and he's all like, well, why don't you tackle me? Why don't you practice, tackling somebody? And I'm like, that's a different context. He's like, it's the same thing. And this is literally the fucking basis of why fucking it's so fucking stupid. So he wins in that area only because I fell for his fucking trap. And Ralph was a cheap shotter. Nobody fucking liked Ralph, actually. But Ralph was a really, really fucked up person. So literally fucking, it was getting to the point where we had a football game, and he literally played the drums in each and every one of our helmets while we sat in line. And then at the end, when he got back in the line, he's like, I made a song. And he's literally so fucking stupid. And literally, he used to say the dumbest shit whenever I come out because I was so popular and I should be popular. So I started talking shit to Ralph, like, Ralph, you fucking suck. Ralph, you're fucking white. And he's like, listen, if you keep this up, I will kill you. And I start rolling because he's smiling the whole time while he's defending me. He's like, you think I'm not serious? I'll fucking kill you. It was hella funny. I start dying. What? You think this is a game? I will kill you. And I start fucking crying because literally he's smiling the entire time he is threatening me. And I could not fucking stop laughing. He's like, what? You think this is a joke? I'm serious. It was so fucking funny. Oh, but literally, and then it came to another time when he got into an argument with this guy named Josh. And so literally fucking, I had no idea what they were talking about. And so Ralph comes out of nowhere. He's like, you're a Mohawk, bro. And I'm like, what is that? He's like, you don't know what you are? That's sad. And then literally, this tall-ass white guy starts rolling. And literally, this tall-ass white guy named Josh is literally fucking, he starts literally rolling, and I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. Then when I got older, I realized when he calls me a Mohawk, that means that I'm a dick. So Ralph was there for my MySpace success, and he's literally like, where do you meet these bitches? I'm like, okay, here's what I do. I go to people you may know, and I ask if they want to hang out. If some say yes, and some say no. It's a hit or miss thing. Ralph was a part of my freshman year denial and success, literally. This is one time when my brother introduced how you can make a blunt, literally, burn slower by adding honey, and literally, it savors every single moment of the tree and shit like that. And so literally, I text Ralph, and so literally, our trio came out to Ralph to the left during lunchtime, and he actually checked Ralph, and he told Ralph, I'm like, Lily, Ralph, you're fucking disgusting. And so Ralph tries to blame it on me. He's like, you smoked a blunt laced with honey. And our trio's like, people do that. And Ralph was best friends with this other whitewashed black guy named Chuku. And Chuku was hella fucking cool, so Ralph literally was on the fucking edge. He always, tried to gaslight me and stuff like that. So he challenged me to body shots one day. And so on the rule book, he killed me in body shots. What he did was I only hit him a couple of times, but he kept on hitting me over and over and over again. But it was a real fight. Like, he wouldn't have landed a single punch, and that's what was funny about it. Like, I didn't know how body shots was, so he's booking me in body shots, but everybody looks at him, he's like, you do realize he's taking all the fucking hits, and that if that was a real fight, that he would have knocked you out by now. Every single time he challenged me in body shots, there was a handicap. Like, there was this one time that literally, I was smoking in the bathroom, and literally, I was with hella people, and they told me to take fights, so I start railing on fucking Ralph. Ralph always had these stupid ass fucking strategies. Whether he do this, whether he do that, it's like, you know what, I'm tired, I'm not gonna lose to this guy, like literally, so fucking, what he did one time is he waited for me to tire out, so I kept on hitting him once I actually learned how to play body shots, so I kept on hitting him over and over again. He's like, you know what, I'm gonna wait till you tire out, and then I'm gonna hit you when you're done. Ralph was a fucking, maniac and shit like that, so him and Chuku used to hang out all the time. They were two whitewashed black guys, and so Ralph and Chuku have a very, very, very funny secret, so I'm saving a video for Kayla, and that is going to be a great aspect to see too. Kayla literally is a reincarnation of like my fucking childhood. There's a fucking Easter egg there, so Kayla's getting her own profile video, so season 2 is not done yet. We have a quarter left, and literally fucking, the crazy thing about that is, motherfucking Chuku and us used to hang out. There was this one time where we were at lunch, and literally, I tried talking to fucking Kayla because I was pretending to back on hella girls on MySpace, so it was a fucking running gag. And so literally, I bought this big ass condom at the fucking liquor store, and then literally, I come up to Ralph and Kayla at lunchtime, and literally fucking like, they see 2 fucking condoms in my wallet, and one's hella big and one's medium sized, because literally, one I got from my friend and the other one I bought at the liquor store. It was so fucking funny. And so literally, fucking Chuku pointed this out, and he's like, hey Kayla, you see that big ass money he has in his wallet? Look at the one that's in front of it. And she started fucking dying. Yo, I'm like, bruh, whenever in areas from the school wear a big ass condom, and then we looked at his wallet and we saw the actual size he has. Oh my god. That was so funny, and Ralph never let me live it down, even after he graduated. He called me out of nowhere. He's like, remember the time when we found that big ass wallet, that big ass condom in your wallet, and then we found a hella small one? Freshman year was so fucking funny, and Lily fucking, so it was just big ass stupid running gag between me and fucking Ralph. So Lily, at lunchtime, Lily, he's like, he kept on trying to box me, Lily, and so Lily, I kept on blocking the hits just like the Dell video. I was infamous for that in high school, fucking one hand for everything, and literally fucking, he's like, I hate doing this shit. How the fuck does he literally block every single fucking bus? This guy know Taekwondo. He was so fucking out there. He was so funny, so literally. So it's, Chuku is very necessary for this video. He is the utmost necessary for this video because he was white raw, so fucking Ralph was the same height as me, and Chuku was actually, fucking taller. Before getting to Chuku, there was this guy named Joss, who literally was so fucking funny. So Joss is the epitome in my fucking freshman year. And literally fucking, Joss literally tried to, he made a joke about that. He's like, these little fucking guys literally fucking 5 feet and shit like that, like they think they have the biggest dicks and shit like this. Oh, fucking funny, this tall white boy skating. He's like, but if it was on me, it would just look like a normal penis. It's like, literally, I hate when short guys think they have the biggest dick. Oh, my dick just touched the ground. You're 3 feet tall. And a lot of people literally criticize me. So this is what Chuku comes there and plays. So Kayla is literally listening to gangster rap music with Chuku, hanging out and fucking. I'm literally, I get somewhat jealous because I can get the slaps on my iPod, fucking people praise me a day for having these crazy ass gangster music, but fucking back when LimeWire existed, it was actually just a thing to where it was a style of music and Bay Area rap. And since fucking I came out LimeWire when it shut down, I wasn't able to get the same song as Chuku, so I was mad. All that he had to do was literally look up fucking the area and fucking the local people who post LimeWire shit on there. He was able to download all the rugged beats and shit like that. So him and Kayla are literally bopping their heads during lunchtime, literally. So that's what freshman year is all about, fucking sharing your music and shit like that. So him and Kayla have the good interaction. She's bobbing her fucking head, and said that. And then Chuku draws me to the side, and so literally, he's like, oh, you need to listen to this shit. So actually, Chuku had an anime song in his iPod. He had one anime song, and he had an iPod full of gangster rap. And Lily, oh, so you watch Bleach? I'm like, what? Lily? So he showed me the second Bleach ending, the one where they actually have rap. And I'm like, oh my god, Chuku is hella fucking popular. Chuku is hella fucking cool, Lily. He's hella down to earth, Lily. So Chuku was hella fucking fire. So Chuku was just as fucking funny as Ralph is not fucking funny. Chuku was the fucking shit. And Lily fucking, I thought that was literally the best message he gave to me, because I was super popular at the time. He drove me to the side and he actually confessed to me, like, this is what I have to do to keep up my popularity. I showed you once that I like anime, but everything else is gangster rap. And I thought that was the best shit ever. Chuku is the MVP for that one. Appreciation, don't care, it's the arigato, it's the arigato. Yes, he had that song, and Lily, I started fucking dying because Chuku was hella fucking crazy. Lily, even when we became adults, Chuku used to make the stupid ass shit like Lily, Toshiba, teriyaki, no, Nochimayu, and Lily, everybody including Kaya started rolling in the fucking car, and that shit was so fucking funny. But Ralph was really a piece of shit, man. So Lily fucking, he would always gaslight this and that. So there was this time, Lily, where I heard a rumor that he actually fucked up Chuku, that he beat Chuku's ass, Lily, the year before I actually went to that school. And so Ralph was always bad. How does he get all these bitches without knowing them? How does he have all these friends without knowing them? It's called effort. It's called actually, you know, having a talent. It's called having something to offer. It draws people in, but it doesn't keep them. And that's what I learned over time. But it does keep them if you're actually multi-dimensional and you don't fake it till you make it. That's the key between that right there. You know what I'm saying? I can't pretend to be a skateboarder when I'm not. I can't pretend to be a hood nigga when I'm not. But I'm not in the same position as Chuku. I'm not in the same position as Ralph. You have to understand that. Fucking, I'm not even in the fucking middle. But what the crazy thing is this. Ralph is so fucked up, Lily. There was this time where I went bite shots for Ralph. And so I was beating him. And so Lily, he literally does the stupidest thing. And Lily, he grabs both of my arms. And then he's like, you know what? Fuck this. So he cheated. He grabbed my arms and then he punched me in my ribs. As soon as he let go of my arms, he punched me in the ribs and he got the biggest cheap shot. I'm like, man, fuck that. He's like, whoa, it's not against the rules. This time I'm like, nope, no. If we were kept going with the same tools, I would have won. He showed me what autism was. He had no results, but he was always equivalent, only because, you know, fucking people knew him and he did a lot to keep up to a standard. So literally fucking Ralph was there at my fucking 15th birthday party, and Lily, that's when me and our trio got the most high, when we started laughing. He's like, I'm hella fucking high. But Lily, Ralph was out there because fucking, he got kicked out of school freshman year, and he didn't even go to the Jewish school. He had to go to school out of state. And it really fucking sucked. Because he was so fucking lame, but he really had the most popular shit going on for him. I'm like, man, this fucking sucks. There was this time the fastest guy on the football team named Walter literally fucking speed blitzed everyone. I'm like, no, somebody was like, how the fuck does he fucking do that? And my friend Irwin was all like, because he's super fucking fast and he's white. And so literally fucking Ralph stops rolling and then they start praising Walter. They get in the start conversation about Walter. And like, man, how does Walter do all that? And I'm like, because he's white. And Ralph headbutted me with the fucking helmet. And Irwin was like, it was only funny when I said it. So it got time when I was an adult when I graduated, where I finally hung out with Ralph, where I finally rolled a blunt my own kind. I remember freshman year, everybody was like, man, you don't know how to roll for shit and this and that. So I rolled a blunt with Ralph for the first time, and we started walking, we started conversating because we haven't seen each other in a while, and I actually talked to him about nons. And so literally, me and Ralph get into this big conversation. I start telling him about nons. He's like, bro, I haven't seen you in hell. Like, what? You been working on this and this and that? And so I tell him the super villain. I'm like, so, his name is Zofio. He's like, Zofio? Are you fucking with me? What the fuck? You are fucking with me. Literally. And so, that concludes Ralph's part. So, Ralph was literally a haymaker, a top contender, and he was the best example of freshman year of Lily. Why it works, but why it doesn't in certain areas, you know, so you have to equivalent that. And Walter, that example, was kind of proof of that, but at the same time, here is the truth. So let's get on to Eric. Who is Eric? Eric was the guy that used to hang out with Isaiah back when I used to have Isaiah obsession. So Isaiah showed me Dance Gavin Dance, and so Eric was all about Screamo. So Lily, it started off with me, Eric, and Isaiah hanging out at Taco Bell. And so fucking Eric was known for getting just as much business as Isaiah, but the problem was this, you know. Even though he had this night, I understood what Eric was going through now that I'm an adult. Now that I understand how people fake it that they make it, but he had the craziest act going on. So basically, he was like this, fucking Eric literally had so many fucking bitches, and I was always fucking jealous of him. I was always jealous of him and Isaiah, like, how do these guys put all these bitches and they're skateboarding and shit? So I realized, like, fucking, that Eric had something going on. So literally, so fucking, it started off with this. So I started saying all the bands that I know, and so Eric gets intrigued, like, oh, how does this guy know? Because I wore skinny jeans, I had a fake punk rock persona back then. So literally, I'm like, you know, Flyleaf, you know, Escape the Fate, doing this now. I'm staying on screen with punk like bands, literally fucking pretending to be, you know, popular and shit. So literally, I stole this shit from Isaiah, literally fucking like, I say this, that, Flyleaf, you know, Escape the Fate, you know, Rise Against, like staying all the fucking bands. And so Eric is looking at me, he's intrigued. And so all of a sudden, the Jaws theme song is approaching, and so now I'm saying this, literally. Fucking, so I get here warmed up, and so we both say it at the same time. We're like, Dance Gavin Dance, and he's like, oh, and so literally Isaiah cuts us off out of nowhere. He's like, I'm the one who showed him Dance Gavin Dance. So he was there during my MySpace days. There were so many other, Isaiah and Eric were literally at the same level of fuckery, but fucking, they had unrealistic standards, and they were always doing tricks. I always tried to hang out with them, and so there was always something there that told me I shouldn't hang out with Eric, but I hung out with him anyway. You can tell the difference between popularity. Literally, I tried to get this girl on MySpace, and literally, I hung out with her, and we were waiting for Eric, and she's like, oh, well, where's Eric? And so it literally showed that there was some power scaling, but it wasn't like that. So Eric literally kept on hanging out with me, kept on hanging out with me. So literally, me and him were fucking cool to a point where literally I hung out with him more than Isaiah. So like, the thing about Eric was fucking, he was a Filipino Mexican guy, but literally fucking, he had a whole bunch of shit going on. Me and him would always smoke weed, fucking riding skateboards. And he made me pretty freaking popular, but what happened was this, there was so much shit that had to go into it, you know. I kept on hanging out with him while I shouldn't have, you know, and he was fucking with bitches. And so I had this unhealthy habit of stealing trash from here. I used to steal iHomes, I used to steal bottles, I used to steal this and that, and I did that to look good in school. And so there was this one time where literally Eric literally fucking came through
Productions.
and he literally, he asked me for some headphones. He asked me to go steal him some headphones. And so literally, he was in front of all his fucking friends. And he's like, I'm like, no, I stole enough today. He's like, Eris, I'm going to jump you if you don't get me those headphones. And so I actually complied because he actually bench 180 at the time. He was right next to Isaiah in terms of strength. And so this is literally the hoes when I was a freshman. Like, me being cool, this and that. No, I just got punked. That wasn't fucking cool. That wasn't the first time that Eric punked me. And the reason why he's a part of his versus now, because you have to understand what power scaring is. You have to understand, even though he's a dick, him and Ralph are on the same level as popularity. You have to understand that it doesn't matter how much of a dick you are. In a situation where he has a whole lot more power, of course you gotta comply. And it's the smarter person who comply instead of the other person who acts macho. So literally fucking, it was fucking crazy. He used to have this crazy ass way of fucking smoking, where he used to literally inhale his lips like a pufferfish, and he literally would go in and out of his cheeks like a fucking pufferfish, but he would inhale hella smoke. He was like a human gas machine. Eric was fucking crazy. He had little shit that made him look popular, like fucking, he's listening to screamo music, but out of nowhere he would say nigga, and fucking, I'm like, what, and that is what being popular fucking means. Like, it's fucking something unorthodox, and you have a solid reputation to fall back on. That's why being popular isn't really all that. But Eric taught me a whole lot more about, like, literally the truth behind being popular. But he was a great example because, like, literally, we both said it at the same time. Dance, Gavin, dance. And so, literally, he was a cool-ass partner, but you have to understand, I'm young at the time, and I'm glad I found him because there's a whole lot of shit you can learn from people. You don't have to always take the negative shit in people. And I learned that fucking, what happened was this, so literally, fucking, he's like, man, it's easy, man. If they ain't bitches, then it's no go. Fucking, but this is a skateboarder. He just said something that kind of sounds like a gangster shit. Huh? No, that's fucking, that's what being popular is. Fucking, him switching it up like that fucking out of nowhere, that's for you, specifically for you to look at him and say, oh, he's so fucking different. Like, no, he's just trying to fit in like everybody else. That's the reality of the situation, but you are so massive about how the fuck does this guy with a skateboard just take some fucking gangster shit, but the majority of the time he's saying white boy shit because he wants you to absorb that moment. He wants you to literally have that shit play in your head all day that make you think that he's something he's not. And that's literally what I learned. I learned how being popular works from fucking Eric fucking Lily. And that is why I was so popular freshman year. And that's why Lily, God always refers to my success freshman year. And literally fucking, this shit was so funny where me and him said dance game and dance at the same time. And that is our example. Freshman year, fucking stupid. Fucking. No, that shit was not popular. That's when I had the fucking Tandrew hair. That's why I had this and that. That's why I had so many other shit going on. And Eric was that example. But look at the fucking hole in that situation. There was a big hole in that situation, you know. I didn't earn that bad. Fucking that shit was given to me. But there's a whole lot of shit that played into that to why literally I had to change. But why I had to back it up. I had a solid base. But when they asked me to do something specific, you know. But then I learned the hard way, so literally, so it got down to a point where he was hanging out with bitches on top of bitches on top of bitches, and I still played my cool, and I still, like, you know, kept my role in the situation. I didn't really go outside my role, so literally, here's what happened. So he drove me all the way to this other side of our city that's called Niles. So literally, he went to go fuck this fat white bitch, Lily. Now Lily lived in Niles, and so literally, me and him literally walked all the way to fucking Niles, and literally, fucking, I was waiting for him, and I'm like, I can't believe we're hanging out at this far ass place just to watch you make out. So he literally, he goes into the house. He's like, Eric's still over there. And he starts making out with this chick and Lily. So I'm waiting for him to fucking get done. And fucking this and that. I'm waiting for him to do this and that. And so literally, what happens is, so fucking, I don't see a lot of big motion going on. I don't hear any lip action by Lily. I see two people really fucking close. And so that's where I realized what the truth was. So literally fucking. So I come there and Lily, then I start walking out, and so Lily fucking, I'm thinking that he's fucking the whole time. I'm thinking that he's giving me the message like, yo, get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to fuck this girl. Like, Lily, you just tagged her wrong because you were annoying. And so Lily, he left me, and Lily fucking, I call him, so Lily, he's like, just stand over there. So I call him after he's done. I'm like, yo, where are you? He's like, no, shut the fuck up. This and that. I need you to go. This and that. And I realized when I got older that he actually got rejected by that girl. And that he actually wasn't all that he said he was. And Lily, this and that. That's all I learned about being popular. So Lily, Eric was a great example. As I got older, when I was younger, I used to hate people like Eric. I used to be envious of people like Eric. He used to be able to wear ragged fucking jeans like these skateboard shoes with the holes in them and still used to pull girls. And I realized that for the wrong fucking reason. And Lily fucking, so what happened was this, so Lily fucking, I realized that he wasn't really getting anything, that my girl was hella sensitive, and that he was literally pretending to get that shit the whole time, and I blew his fucking cover. And so Lily fucking, I called Eric at the middle of nowhere, and Lily, it did fucking mean shit, because fucking, what happened was this, so I was stranded in the middle of nowhere, and I had to walk home from that BS, from that bullshit. And so Lily, so I talked to this guy on the way home, and so I was known for walking freshman year. So Isaiah taught me how to walk freshman year. We used to walk from the New Park Mall all the way to my house, all the way to Isaiah's house, I mean. So fucking, he taught me how to walk far distances instead of taking bus. And so Lily fucking, I was stuck at Niles in the middle of nowhere. So I asked this guy in his backyard out of nowhere, I'm like, dude, do you know how to like get to the hub? And he's like, what? And literally, so I told him, like, because I knew how to get to the hub. I knew how to walk my way from the house to the hub, but I don't know how to walk my way from Niles. And so he's like, you know what? You go in the straight fucking line. And that guy, as I got older, I realized literally, he figured out what happened right then and there. I'm standing with good clothes. I'm by myself. I'm stranded out of nowhere. That means that somebody pretended to get pussy to make me jealous. And he realized that, and it literally, so this is another haymaker. This is why it's called freshman year. So literally fucking, I kept on talking to the guy. I'm like, do you mind if I have $2 so I can get some chips on the way? I am fucking stranded. I didn't say that, but I did ask him if he had any spare change so I can get some food on the way home. and he actually gave you some change. And I'm like, dude, that's crazy. And that's why fucking freshman year was so fucking successful. My communication skills where everything was A1. There was this time where I skipped class and literally fucking I went up to this guy and I was panhandling. I'm like, man, do you have $1? He's like, if you give me $3 back. He's like, nah, I'm just messing with you. Like, literally, that was my freshman year. But seriously, fucking Eric taught me a whole lot about people, about literally what being popular means, about literally his personal life, why he is solid and he has something to fall back on. But how if I literally control the situation, like how I do today, like when you control situations, like when you do the right things that lead the conversation somewhere else, you can literally get better with people. Like if you literally drive the conversation by mentioning something that's gonna benefit other people, then it's not just you being butthurt about the situation, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. Oh, you said something nice, you said something funny that soothes the situation instead of letting it fall flat. That's literally how you have to literally handle it. Like, you know how like you get stuck, you have nothing to do, or there's a serious situation, you can mention something that's gotta literally be a good distraction in order for the situation to be smooth. Eric is the perfect person for that. Ralph isn't. Ralph, if you try to control the situation, if you try to like change the subject in order to make it a better time, Ralph is gonna argue with you. When Eric isn't, Eric would be like, oh, that's pretty nice. So, you know, this is a good verse about, but the victory goes to Eric. You know why? Even though he was a dick, even though he did this and that, he showed me a different part of myself. Ralph was there for all my success and literally all the gaslighting, but Eric was there and showed me the definite of where I was lacking at and what I could improve from. If I would have just experienced Ralph without experienced Eric, I wouldn't have improved that much. But that example that Eric gives you, that literally I'm chill, I'm this and that, just don't cross me and this and that, is literally how you can handle a whole bunch of situations in life. But you can't win with somebody like Ralph, who's always in denial, who's always gonna cheat shot you, but he still, you know, pays you homage, and he's still literally, how can Ralph not win? He was so much more funny, he was so much more this and that. And it's because Eric had more feats, it's because Eric fucked around less is why I gave him the victory. Because literally, even though he was bullshit, he was on it where it came to, you know, networking. He was on it where it came to treating people the way you ought to be treated. Even though he was a piece of shit, I don't give it to him for that. I give it to him for the lesson that he taught me, and the lesson he taught me about my stance. That damn Gavin dance was a hit, but there were holes to fill, and that is why Eric got the victory, because he showed me what I gained, but what I also lacked and what I needed to work on, instead of Ralph, who's literally partially dick riding and partially hated me, you know. But fucking, I love Ralph, and he would run this versus battle. I was originally gonna give it to Ralph, but then I realized how life panned out. Eric deserves his victory.